Battle Through the Heavens God, The Flame Emperor Chapter 376, The Mysterious Old Man in the Xuanling Emperor Pond. It has been nearly a month since Xiao Yan and the others entered the Xuanling Imperial Pond. Tomorrow will be the day when they leave the Xuanling Imperial Pond. Bang bang bang. In the Xuanling Emperor Pond, several rather loud voices also echoed in this isolated island. Ha ha ha. Success. The next moment, a loud laugh also rang out. This person is, surprisingly, Xiao Yan. The energy of this life force is so terrifying, even this small amount of energy can make me successfully advance to the 4-star douyi perfect level. Xiao Yan nodded with satisfaction. This life force has a fatal attraction to the powerhouses of the douyin level, so it is reasonable to have such an effect. The next moment, Xiao Yan also suddenly activated the flame mantra in his body, and the endless milky white flames also filled out instantly. The tyrannical level of this milky white flame is undoubtedly much stronger than before Xiao Yan absorbed the water and life force of the Xuanling Emperor Pond. Even Xiao Yan felt that the soul realm in the Taoist body was because of the mysterious effect of the Xuanling Emperor Pond here. It seems that after absorbing the golden energy of the Xuanling Emperor Pond, some mysterious power is suspended in it, which seems to be the stepping stone of the 6-star douyi. It's time to go. Xiao Yan also glanced at the broken space next to him, and then bowed slowly. The next moment, Xiao Yan also put away the immortal sword, and then carried his own ancient ruler of eternal fire, and headed out of the forbidden area. Just after Xiao Yan left, a voice echoed around the shattered space. Since it was Yu Suan's choice, then I won't interfere too much. Otherwise, it's not so easy to get the origin of Life Stone. However, I didn't expect that even a king as powerful as the Golden Dragon would almost fall. The power of that alien race is really. Since the origin of life no longer exists, it's time for me to go too. After the voice was finished, it suddenly turned into a ray of light, and then slowly disappeared into this space. Damn it. This old ghost actually left me here alone. The witch also raised her head suddenly, and saw something like that? Such fluctuations. This old ghost actually touched the peak of douyi. After the witch finished speaking, she instantly suppressed her breath, because she didn't want to have anything to do with this old man. After all, this one has existed since the beginning of the Xuanling Emperor Pond's birth? What? Why do these clothes look familiar? Xiao Yan also came to the outskirts of the isolated island, and if he wanted to leave, he had to rely on the space teleportation formation on the outskirts of the isolated island. That's. The next moment, Xiao Yan's huge perception also dissipated instantly. Then Xiao Yan responded with a body as white as jade that seemed to merge with the Xuanling Emperor Pond. Such a beauty, I am afraid it can only be seen from a distance and cannot be played with. The jade white skin and the golden yellow Xuanling Emperor Pond seemed to merge into one, and the hair behind him also became damp under the constant beating of the Xuanling Emperor Pond's seawater. At this moment, Mu Yingying's beautiful eyes were slightly closed, and then a bluish flame slowly appeared on her forehead. She breathed gently through her nose and mouth. Pure power emerges. Mu Yingying. Xiao Yan also exclaimed, but in the next moment, calm was restored. After all, even if Mu Yingying was here naked now, Xiao Yan was unmoved. After all, Xiao Yan did not see dishonest people. I actually want to use the effect of the Xuanling Emperor Pond to break through the 5-star douyi. That's a bit reluctant. The next moment, Xiao Yan also discovered Mu Yingying's intention, and was immediately very interested. Even though Mu Yingying, who was in the Xuanling Emperor Pond, was covered up by the golden sea water, she still showed a very attractive appearance. But the next moment, I don't know if it was Mu Yingying who discovered Xiao Yan or what. Then the next moment, countless tiny energies gathered towards Mu Yingying from all directions. He's really a smart person. Xiao Yan couldn't help but admire this. Obviously, Mu Yingying's actions like this, if they didn't have the courage, most people wouldn't dare to do it. After all, although there are many mysterious powers in this Xuanling Emperor Pond, no one knows whether these powers are beneficial to their cultivation. Shabu shabu. The next moment, Xiao Yan also noticed that Mu Yingying's douyi was becoming more and more solid. Obviously, the intensity of this douyi had reached the level of a 5-star douyi, but Mu Yingying absorbed the suction of her power. It hasn't stopped yet. This is Xiao Yan also shrank his pupils tightly, and then discovered Mu Yingying's intention. This Mu Yingying actually wanted to use the power of the Xuanling Emperor Pond to break through the middle stage of the 5-star douyin. One fell swoop, bang bang bang. A lot of golden energy from the Xuanling Emperor Pond also slowly gathered on Mu Yingying's body, and then the azure blue flame on Mu Yingying's forehead also emitted extremely hot fluctuations. This flame seems to be a little abnormal. Xiao Yan also muttered. Obviously, this azure flame, although the fluctuations emanating from the invisible are extremely hot, but Xiao Yan, who has 23 kinds of different fires, comes from Xiao Yan, said, obviously found that this blue flame seems to be missing something. Shabu shabu. At this time, Mu Yingying had also broken through the 5-star Dou Emperor and reached the initial stage of the 5-star Dou Dip, but there was still a lot of power left in the Dou Dip Hill and the Xuanling Emperor Pond that she had absorbed before. So it's all in one go, ready to break through to the middle stage of the 5-star Dou Dip. Tiny golden energies are also constantly gathering from all directions of the Xuanling Emperor Pond, and then slowly gathering on Mu Yingying's body. With the gathering of these forces, Mu Yingying's azure blue the flames are also beating slowly, as if they are very happy because of this power. The next moment, a milky white energy appeared on Mu Yingying's chest. In the milky white energy, an unspeakable terrifying force also appeared. What is that? Xiao Yan also murmured. The next moment, Xiao Yan used his huge soul power to discover that it was actually the power of a medicinal pill. Although Mu Yingying had absorbed a lot of the power in the milky white energy group, it still had a huge amount of power. No wonder he dared to break through to the middle stage of the 5-star Dou Dip. It turned out to be with the power of the remaining medicinal herbs and the power of this Xuanling Emperor Pond. Although I don't know what kind of medicinal pill it is, the rank will definitely not be too low. Xiao Yan also said. Boom boom boom. The golden energy in the Xuanling Emperor Pond and the power of the Emperor Dou pill continuously gathered on Mu Yingying's body, and then Mu Yingying's aura also soared. Xiao Yan was also protecting Mu Yingying from the side, and did not disturb Mu Yingying, because he also knew that it was the last step, and once someone disturbed, the consequences would be extremely severe. Chapter 377, Problems discovered by Mu Yingying's promotion. The huge suction on Mu Yingying also absorbed all the remaining power of the Dou Dip Hill in an instant, and the golden energy in the Xuanling Emperor Pond was getting weaker and weaker. Obviously it was also absorbed by Mu Yingying so terribly, and it became more and more rare. It seemed that she had sensed this fluctuation, and Mu Yingying's beautiful eyes were also slightly wrinkled, and then the blue flame on her forehead also dimmed faintly. It seems too reluctant. Xiao Yan also shook his head. Obviously, even if Mu Yingying absorbed the energy of the Xuanling Emperor Pond and Dou Dip Hill, it was still a little short of breaking through the middle stage of the 5-star Dou Dip. Boom boom boom. The next moment, Mu Yingying's body suddenly burst out with vindictive energy, and then the seawater of the Xuanling Emperor Pond, which had been soaking Mu Yingying calmly, also shook violently. At this time, the fighting spirit around Mu Yingying also became disordered, and her face could not help turning pale. With Xiao Yan's eyesight, it is not difficult to find out. This is a symbol of failure to advance. Once the promotion fails, it will be seriously injured, and the foundation will be shaken. Still refuse to give up. That. I'll give you a helping hand. Xiao Yan also saw Mu Yingying's intention. Obviously, he wouldn't rest until he broke through the middle stage of the 5-star Dou Dip, and he laughed immediately. As soon as the words fell, Xiao Yan's pupils also exuded a rare scorching heat, and then the flame mantra in the body turned to the extreme. An extremely huge milky white flame Dou Qi also permeated from Xiao Yan's body. The next moment, the milky white flame's Dou Qi power also moved towards Mu Yingying not far away. It was continuously injected into Mu Yingying's body. But what makes Xiao Yan strange is that with the injection of her milky white flame Dou Qi, there seems to be something on Mu Yingying's body, which makes her milky white flame extremely frightened. This is something that has never happened before. The milky white flame in Xiao Yan's body is a new flame that fused from 23 kinds of different fires. Such a terrifying flame is still afraid of something in Mu Yingying's body. This made Xiao Yan extremely depressed. However, Xiao Yan could also vaguely feel that what the milky white flame was afraid of seemed to be the azure flame on Mu Yingying's body. But at this time, Xiao Yan didn't like to think so much, and the huge fighting qi was constantly gathering towards Mu Yingying. The most urgent task now is to let Mu Yingying break through first. With the injection of this power, Mu Yingying also became more comfortable, and the pale complexion that had been caused by the disordered power returned to normal. The next moment, as Xiao Yan's fighting qi continued to be injected, Mu Yingying's whole body was covered with azure flames. Then the azure flames were the main body, and Xiao Yan's milky white flame power was used as a counselor, which also directly absorbed Xiao Yan's strength, and then slowed down slowly. Transform it into your own power. Boom boom boom. The huge voice also emanated from the sea water around Mu Yingying. A stock of extremely terrifying fluctuations also occurred spontaneously. 1 minute passed, and Mu Yingying, who was in the sea, also slowly absorbed the power, reaching the mid-stage strength of the 5-star Do Emperor, and then slowly opened her eyes. Just as Mu Yingying opened her eyes, what came into her eyes was Xiao Yan with a heavy ruler on her back, and her back turned to her. Xiao Yan. Mu Yingying also exclaimed. Obviously, Mu Yingying just wanted to use the remaining Do Di pill energy and the power in the Xuanling Emperor Pond to break through to the middle stage of the 5-star Do Di. The power was slowly injected into him, and that power was also the power of flames, which was quite suitable for Mu Yingying. So this Mu Yingying broke through the middle stage of the 5-star Do Di so easily. On the other hand, in the Xuanling Emperor Pond, there are only Xiao Yan, himself, and Mu Feng. Mu Feng's power is definitely not flame attribute, so there is only one possibility. It was Xiao Yan's shot just now. At this moment, Mu Yingying opened her eyes, and she was relieved when she saw that it was also Xiao Yan. Because even Mu Yingying didn't know that Xiao Yan always had more or less dependence. After all, this Xiao Yan killed the twin ghost emperors. Success. Xiao Yan also noticed that Mu Yingying had opened her eyes, and immediately asked, "Yes." Seeing this, Mu Yingying also responded to Xiao Yan softly, "Since it's successful, then it's time to go." Xiao Yan also laughed. After speaking, he was ready to walk towards the space teleportation formation on the side. Wait. The moment Xiao Yan turned his head, Mu Yingying, whose body was still immersed in the sea, also sneered. Well, Xiao Yan also wondered, not knowing what Mu Yingying wanted to do. Today was the last day, and if she didn't go out, she would definitely be rejected by the Xuanling Emperor Pond. That. You hand me my clothes. Mu Yingying's face was flushed, and she said very embarrassedly, after all, where Xiao Yan is where her clothes are placed, but that's fine. The sea water in the Xuanling Emperor Pond was golden, so Mu Yingying was in the Xuanling Emperor Pond with only forehead showing, but it was inconvenient to move, and she immediately faced Xiao Yan. Hearing this, Xiao Yan scratched his head in embarrassment. Then he looked at Mu Yingying's clothes and found that Mu Yingying's clothes were beside him. He immediately activated his Do Qi, and then wrapped those clothes with Do Qi, and then slowly controlled the Do Qi direction. Mu Yingying flew away in the water. Mu Yingying nodded gratefully when she saw this, and then raised her jade hand slightly, and above the water surface, a blue flame barrier appeared out of thin air. Then the next moment, Mu Yingying also gently took away Xiao Yan's Do Qi wrapped clothes, and slipped into the azure flame barrier. Brumbling. A series of voices came from the azure flame barrier. Xiao Yan knew without thinking that it must be Mu Yingying wearing clothes, and she immediately waited patiently. Okay. A silver bell-like voice also slowly came out of the azure blue barrier, and the next moment, the azure blue flame barrier also slowly disappeared, revealing Mu Yingying's figure. Mu Yingying also tapped water on her toes, and then came to Xiao Yan's side on the isolated island. Just now. Thank you. Mu Yingying also moved her lips slightly and said to Xiao Yan, "It's all right, it's only natural for fellow students to help each other." Xiao Yan also laughed. However, this situation can't be repeated again. If you force a breakthrough like this, if you fail, then the impact on you in the future will be no small matter. The next moment, Xiao Yan also became serious, and then said to Mu Yingying, obviously if it wasn't for Xiao Yan's help this time, this Mu Yingying would have been more fortunate. I know, why are you so fierce? Mu Yingying also replied softly. Chapter 378, Encountered enemies halfway. In that case, let's go. I sensed it around, but I didn't find Mu Feng's figure, and I thought he had already left. Xiao Yan also said. Xiao Yan, you actually broke through to the 4-star do de consummation. The next moment, Mu Yingying also discovered something, and suddenly said in surprise. Well, it's just a fluke. Xiao Yan didn't have any joy in this regard. After all, he had been outside all year round, and he had already developed a calm mentality. But Mu Yingying is different? The reason why Mu Yingying was able to break through to the middle stage of the 5-star do de was largely due to the mysterious power in the Xuanling Emperor Pond and the power of do de pill. But this Xiao Yan is different. I remember that before he came in a month ago, Xiao Yan was still in the middle stage of the 4-star do de. 1 month has passed, even if it has been in this mysterious power of the Xuanling Emperor Pond for nearly a year. Xiao Yan actually soared directly to the 4-star do de perfect level. With such a terrifying speed of cultivation, even Mu Yingying was secretly surprised. Let's go. The next moment, Mu Yingying also smiled extremely happily, apparently not knowing what she was laughing at. However, a trace of Mu Yingying's small things did not escape Xiao Yan's perception. Then Mu Yingying stared at the depths of the Xuanling Emperor Pond. Her pupils also became deep, and then she seemed to be thinking about something. Only Mu Yingying knew it at this time. Brother, you wait for me, I know you must be in the underground palace of the Xuanling royal family, and I will definitely come to you. Mu Yingying also murmured in her heart. In addition to this, Mu Yingying also vaguely felt some extremely subtle and powerful auras. If you don't have any strength and try to break into this underground palace, I am afraid that you will be stealing chickens and losing rice, so Mu Yingying also suppressed the fluctuation in her heart, and tried her best to tell herself that she has to work hard to come to the underground palace to save herself. Elder brother, go. Xiao Yan also shook his head, and then slowly said to Mu Yingying beside him. After the words fell, the two also came to the edge of the space teleportation formation. This space teleportation formation is about 3 meters in size. Looking at the appearance, I am afraid that at most 3 people can only enter and exit together. After all, the space is only this size. On the ground, there are some hard stones. Obviously, this stone can be eroded by the Xuanling Emperor Pond for thousands of years without any damage, which is enough to see the extraordinariness of this stone. On the stones on the ground are some extremely complex, mysterious runes, which are slowly linked together to form a space teleportation formation. When I'm ready, I'll start activating this formation. Xiao Yan also said to Mu Yingying beside him. Yes. Mu Yingying also responded to Xiao Yan softly. The next moment, when Xiao Yan heard Mu Yingying's voice, Xiao Yan also felt relieved, and then closed his eyes slightly, urging some divine inscriptions in his body, and then a trace of spiritual power slowly radiated out. Shabu. With the injection of spiritual power, the space teleportation formation also glowed with extremely dazzling light, and then the mysterious runes that formed the space teleportation formation on the ground also exuded a very mysterious wave. The next moment, Mu Yingying and Xiao Yan also followed the light of the sky and disappeared into the core area of the Xuanling Emperor Pond. In other words, the two of them had already left here. The core area of the Xuanling Emperor Pond also regained its calm. Outside the Xuanling Emperor Pond, there is the 9-fish-playing dragon formation guarded by the Tianhua clan, the only way for Xiao Yan and the others to leave. This 9-fish-playing dragon formation is the key to entering the Xuanling Emperor Pond, and it is also the formation method to protect the Xuanling Emperor Pond, so Xiao Yan and the others must also pass through this 9-fish-playing dragon formation. 9-fish-play dragon formation. The space teleportation formation in the center is also slowly exuding extremely dazzling light. The next moment, 2 figures appeared in the space teleportation formation. One is a man with a huge black heavy ruler, wearing simple clothes with black pupils. No one dares to underestimate him at all. The other one is a figure with a graceful curve. A head of hair is also slapped on top of the clothes, and on top of the skirt, the concave and convex figure is highlighted by Lingli. It's really troublesome, you have to turn around once before you can get out. The next moment, the woman also said with dissatisfaction. Hee, come on, let's go. Hearing this, Xiao Yan also smiled indifferently, and then slowly said to Mu Yingying. Speaking of which, it is strange to me that at the moment Xiao Yan and the other two appeared, the space here was making a slight noise, obviously being shocked by some powerful force. Let's go. Although Xiao Yan's huge soul force noticed the fluctuation, he did not pursue it deeply. He said a word to Mu Yingying, and then slowly walked towards the periphery of the 9-fish playing dragon formation, trying to pass here. The space teleportation formation, get out of here. Susu. Just as Xiao Yan and Mu Yingying were about to leave, an extremely harsh voice echoed in this 9-fish dragon formation. At this time, the 9-fish show dragon array was already closed, so Xiao Yan couldn't figure out why there would be such fluctuations. Bang bang bang. In the next moment, a terrifying douqi that contained the destruction of the sky and the earth also appeared in front of Xiao Yan in an instant, and then mixed with a wave of destruction and roared away at Xiao Yan. Damn it! Xiao Yan didn't have time to be surprised, and instantly activated the flame mantra. An extremely hot milky white flame also instantly attached to his body, but Xiao Yan, with his powerful soul power, also knew that the person who attacked him was, the strength is definitely not low. Shabu shabu. Xiao Yan's milky white flame and that terrifying yellow grudge also attacked together instantly. Cough. Cough. The next moment, Xiao Yan also abruptly took a few steps back to stabilize his figure, but he was very surprised. Just when he came into contact with the yellow douqi attack, Xiao Yan clearly felt a mysterious power from the Xuanling Emperor Pond, and the person who wanted to attack him had also entered the Xuanling Emperor Pond. But the most serious thing is that this seemingly simple blow made Xiao Yan feel frightened. Even Xiao Yan tried his best to cope with this huge attack. Xiao Yan, are you alright? Mu Yingying also discovered that there was something lurking in the space of the 9 fishes playing dragon formation, as if it was attacking them. I'm fine, be careful, there seems to be an enemy here. The enemy is dark and I am clear. Xiao Yan also calmed down a little, and then said to Mu Yingying beside him, ha ha ha, the kid who killed the twin ghost emperors is nothing more than that. An extremely disdainful smile echoed in the space of the 9 fishes playing dragon formation. The next moment, the 9 fishes playing dragon formation was linked to the periphery of the 9 passages. The passage doors were also locked. At the same time, Xiao Yan's pupils also became dignified, because Xiao Yan saw that in the space in front of him, a wriggling space also appeared slightly, and in that space, there were extremely disdainful laughter. In the wriggling space, a mysterious person wearing a black cloak and filled with black fighting spirit also stepped out slowly, and then facing Xiao Yan and Mu Yingying, a very terrifying aura also came from the mysterious. It radiates from the man in black. Chapter 379, Time of Life and Death. With the appearance of this mysterious black-clothed man, Xiao Yan's pupils became solemn for the first time, and Mu Yingying's beautiful eyes also turned slightly. Obviously he also discovered the power of this mysterious black-clothed man. This breath is stronger than the twin ghost emperors who were half-step 8-star Dodi in the corpse forest that day. Xiao Yan also turned his eyes quickly, and then quietly mobilized the vindictive energy in his body, slowly condensing extremely terrifying fluctuations in a certain part of his body. After Mu Yingying saw the man in black, Mei Mu was also slightly surprised. Although it was very weak, she really seemed to feel a faint aura from the man in black. But the next moment, Mu Yingying also understood the importance of this matter, and immediately became vigilant. Senior, what do you mean? Xiao Yan also said. The next moment, something terrifying was brewing in his hand. No matter what the man in black in front of him is going to do, he must still have some means of self-protection. But Xiao Yan, relying on his huge soul power, also discovered that the strength of the man in black in front of him is probably the same as his own uncle Mu Suze. Haha, it doesn't make any sense. I came here this time just to get the same thing with the two of you. The man in black also said indifferently, but the confident voice in his voice really reached Xiao Yan's ear. Oh, what? Xiao Yan also said calmly, but he was vigilant in his heart. The visitor is not good. This was Xiao Yan's first thought in his heart. After all, this is the territory of the Xuanling royal family, and only the Xuanling royal family knows this well. Take the lives of the two of you. The mysterious man in black also said indifferently. After speaking, the man in black didn't stop there. He stretched out his dark palm, and a terrifying wave appeared spontaneously on the palm of his hand. This wave just appeared, and there was also a wave of destruction in the space of the 9 fishes playing dragon formation. Old bastard! Xiao Yan also shouted angrily, and then in his palm, a lotus of annihilation flashing 23 colors also appeared out of thin air in his hand. Yan also did not hesitate, and instantly attacked the palm of the man in black viciously. Give up resistance, I am the enshrined of the Xuanling royal family. Even if the man in black noticed such a terrifying lotus of annihilation on Xiao Yan's palm, he was not indifferent, obviously thinking that he had already know what is generally in hand. Offering. The next moment, Xiao Yan's face also became ugly. Because this enshrinement hall of the Xuanling royal family is, to put it bluntly, the people in the dragon-loving army. There are 10 people in the Dragon Addiction Legion. Among them, 7 of them have joined the worship hall of the Xuanling royal family, and only 3 of them have not joined. And the enshrinement hall of the Xuanling royal family, its strength is at least the level of the 7-star Dode. On the other hand, the man in black in front of him had reached the level of an 8-star Dode. With such a terrifying powerhouse, Xiao Yan asked himself, the chance of escaping today is very small. Is that what King Xuanling meant? At the next moment, although Xiao Yan was extremely solemn in his heart, in order not to let the man in black see it, he pretended to be calm. Afterwards, Xiao Yan also had a soul force that quietly penetrated into Mu Yingying's body. With the contact of this soul force, Mu Yingying also discovered that Xiao Yan's pupils in front of him actually had a strong desire for war. And the message conveyed by that soul power is that Xiao Yan held the man in black by himself and let Mu Yingying go first. No. Mu Yingying also knew Xiao Yan's plan, and then shook her head suddenly. What a joke. This is an 8-star Dode level powerhouse. I don't agree. I absolutely disagree. Mu Yingying's beautiful eyes also flashed a hint of decisiveness, and then she said decisively, if you don't leave, both of us will die here. The next moment, Xiao Yan was also using his soul power to communicate with this Mu Yingying. I only know that you will die if you go on like this. Mu Yingying also said coldly, and then she said no matter how Xiao Yan was there, the blue flames all over her body instantly filled out, and then there was a horror that Xiao Yan had never seen before. The temperature is also diffused out. Even Xiao Yan's soul realm was slightly scorched by this azure flame. Have you negotiated? Then die. The man in black had just discovered the conversation between Xiao Yan and Mu Yingying using their soul power, but they did not stop them. Because the space of the 9 fishes playing dragon formation has been sealed up by him with his powerful energy, no one can leave unless a powerhouse at the peak of Dode comes. Let's go. Xiao Yan also shouted loudly, and then the lotus of annihilation in the palm of his hand also smashed viciously at the black clothes. The man in black was covered up by a black cloak, and only stretched out his slightly cracked palm, and in his palm, a golden aura that contained the wave of death also appeared instantly. Then the next moment, the man in black moved, and the terrifying force of death on his palm also roared towards Xiao Yan. Everywhere the man in black passed, the space trembled slightly. Shabu shabu. Facing the all-out blow from this powerful 8-star Dode, Xiao Yan could smell the extremely strong killing intent on the man in black from a distance. This is obviously like killing Xiao Yan and the two. The next moment, a blood mist suddenly appeared in Xiao Yan's pupils and the lotus of annihilation on the palm of his hand was forcibly thrown on the path of the man in black. The lotus of annihilation has a character, and an extremely terrifying power also emanates from it. Boom boom boom. The lotus of annihilation was also in contact with the terrifying attack of the man in black. As soon as they touched it, the lotus of annihilation emerged with extremely hot temperature and terrifying destructive power, and then burst into circles of hot flame ripples. On the other hand, looking at the man in black, even in the face of Xiao Yan's strongest blow, the lotus of quiet, there was not too much displeasure. His face sank slightly, and then the power on his palm also exploded. The next moment, the terrifying golden aura of the man in black also directly drowned Xiao Yan's lotus of annihilation. The stalemate between the two has not lasted for a second, and the seemingly terrifying lotus of annihilation was forcibly broken away by the man in black. It's really a weird fighting skill. However, the perfect strength of your 4-star Dode will not change anything. After all, the 4-star Dode and the 8-star Dode have a difference in quality during this period. So today, it's a mortal situation. The man in black broke through the lotus of annihilation in a blink of an eye, and then he didn't stop at all, and then roared away at the place where Xiao Yan was. The monstrous energy that contained terrifying killing intent on the palm of the hand also increased rather than decreased. It seems that today, the skin has fallen off. After Xiao Yan finished speaking, a rare bloodthirsty appeared in his eyes. Chapter 380, Mu Yingying's Holy Flame. Susu. The man in black was also relentless. After cracking the lotus of annihilation, he still roared away at Xiao Yan, attempting to rely on his powerful strength, without giving Xiao Yan any chance, kill him with one hit. The terrifying golden battle chi on the palm of his hand, if it hit Xiao Yan like this, the terror would have to drag a layer of skin. Even if he didn't die, Xiao Yan also murmured, sure enough. The difference in strength is too much. Xiao Yan also knows that his seemingly invincible Lotus of Destruction has achieved quite satisfactory results in dealing with powerhouses of the same level as Dode. If you go beyond the ranks to deal with the enemy, the results obtained are also minimal. Not to mention, relying on his current 4-star Dode perfect level strength to cause fatal damage to this 8-star Dode, relying on the Lotus of Silence is obviously not enough. Therefore, Xiao Yan was not surprised that the Lotus of Annihilation could delay the man in black for nearly a few seconds. It's just that Xiao Yan and Mu Yingying were not in a daze for a few seconds when the Lotus of Destruction blocked the man in black. Because the two of them also knew that the enshrinement of the Xuanling royal family in front of them obviously wanted to eradicate the two of them, and they immediately did not have the slightest reservation. First of all, Xiao Yan was also covered in milky white flames, and then the ancient ruler of the eternal fire was slowly taken down by Xiao Yan. At the same time, Long Yi on the ancient ruler of the eternal fire also appeared, obviously so terrifying. Powerhouses, even Long Yi, are quite troubled, not to mention that Long Yi has already turned into a spirit, and his strength has been greatly weakened. Xiao Yan also muttered to himself, this 8-star Dode level powerhouse is not something he can handle now, and the only thing he can do is the Lotus of Destruction and the immortal body. Xiao Yan had also tried the Lotus of Destruction, and it was only able to block the man in black for a few seconds. As for the immortal body, Xiao Yan also found that this space was blocked by a mysterious prohibition, and it was fundamentally impossible. Can't display the body of Dode. Otherwise, even if it is enshrined by the Xuanling royal family as powerful as the 8-star Dode in front of him, Xiao Yan has displayed his immortal body, and he still has the confidence to retreat. It's just that now this last resort is useless. Xiao Yan immediately grabbed the ancient ruler and Long Yi was entrenched on it, as if he was quietly thinking about something. Mu Yingying on the side seemed to have noticed Xiao Yan, who was hesitant, and then she did not hesitate. After all, this was an 8-star Dode level powerhouse. The whole body was filled with azure flames, and the next moment, Mu Yingying glared at Xiao Yan slightly. The azure flames all over her body exuded an extremely terrifying wave. Cough, cough. The man in black also coughed violently. Obviously, although Xiao Yan's Lotus of Annihilation seemed to be cracked just now, the terrifying power contained in the Lotus of Annihilation was probably only the black-clothed people know that a kid with a mere 4-star Dode perfect level can actually perform such a terrifying attack, which really surprised the black-clothed people. If it weren't for the man in black possessing the strength of an 8-star Dode, I'm afraid he would have been seriously injured by this Lotus of Annihilation. This sun can't stay. There was also a strong killing intent in the pupils of the man in black, and then he broke through the Lotus of Annihilation, mixed with a terrifying attack, and went towards Xiao Yan. What? The flame on this woman's body seems a bit strange. The man in black was about to attack Xiao Yan in a blink of an eye, and after seeing the blue flame on Mu Yingying's body, he stopped his hand with great interest and stopped at 5 meters away from Xiao Yan and Mu Yingying. They quietly waited for the attack in Mu Yingying's hands. Because even Xiao Yan's Lotus of Annihilation, which was fused with 23 kinds of different fires just now, didn't have the horror emitted by the blue flames on Mu Yingying's body. At the level of the 8-star Dode of the man in black, there are absolutely not many things that can make his heart move. But this azure flame can definitely be regarded as one of them. Originally, the man in black could rely on his own strength to directly kill the two of them, but because of his absolute confidence in his own strength, the man in black also wanted to solve the two of them slowly. because he had evil thoughts. If there are as many as 23 kinds of flames on Xiao Yan's body, if they are absorbed by him, then maybe he can step into the level of a more powerful 9-star Dode. 9-star Dode, in this Xianling royal family, is also an existence who can only hold the sky with one hand. As long as you step into the 9-star Dode, then you can also go to the deepest part of the underground palace and try to conquer the mysterious power that exists there. You must know that even an 8-star Dode level as powerful as him is not qualified to set foot on the 7th floor of the underground palace. But there is no doubt that there is definitely something in the 7th floor of the underground palace that will make even the immortal warriors quite excited. Such an attractive condition, the man in black will definitely not let it go. But the task given to him by King Xuanling is also, kill this Xiao Yan at all costs. Because Xiao Yan killed the twin ghost emperors, their plans for the Xuanling royal family and Solomon had to be postponed, so this person must be killed before they grow up. Save the trouble later. Susu, the flame on your body is really extraordinary. Why don't you give it to me? A laughter with a weird smile also came from under the cloak of the man in black. Humph. When Mu Yingying heard the words, she didn't pay any attention to the man in black. Instead, she slowly flowed the blue flame on her body, and the next moment, a holy aura also emanated from Mu Yingying's body. Come out. This fluctuation. The next moment, Xiao Yan, who was still hesitating, suddenly found something, and then stared blankly at Mu Yingying in front of him, and slowly confided the difficult words from his mouth. Come out. That is the power of holy flame. Mu Yingying seemed to hear Xiao Yan's words, and immediately a soul force came out, and then entered Xiao Yan's body. My flame is indeed a holy flame, but now I can't control it well. Mu Yingying also moved her lips slightly, and then said. When Xiao Yan heard this, his pupils also became hot. Because this time, it was the first time Xiao Yan had come into contact with holy flame at such a close distance. What is the difference between holy flame and heavenly fire? All kinds of mysteries are also plaguing Xiao Yan. However, Xiao Yan did not show too much excitement, because Xiao Yan found out that the soul power that Mu Yingying injected into her body seemed to be quite extraordinary. And just at the injection of Mu Yingying's soul power, Xiao Yan also felt in the dark, that in his soul realm, the Saint Flame soul seed that he obtained from the secret realm of the Yin Corpse forest also has some movement. Chapter 381, Holy Glory. With the injection of Mu Yingying's soul power, Xiao Yan also felt that the doqi in his body also became calm, and then those fighting qi and soul power that had been consumed also recovered instantly. However, what surprised Xiao Yan the most was the change of the blue soul in his body. This Mu Yingying soul power can actually resonate with this soul species. This made Xiao Yan extremely surprised. This kind of soul is necessary to conquer the holy flame. If it resonates at this time, doesn't it mean that the holy flame that Xiao Yan has been needing has been absorbed by Mu Yingying in front of him? No. The power of the holy flame on Mu Yingying's body is very weak. It seems, as she said, for some reason, she cannot use the full power of the holy flame. Also, the holy flame power on Mu Yingying's body fluctuates with the holy flame soul species in my soul realm, but these fluctuations seem to be acquaintances. I'm sure these two auras are definitely not one. In the next moment, Xiao Yan said decisively, in your body, there seems to be something. Mu Yingying's beautiful eyes also flickered slightly, then she stared at Xiao Yan and said, because the reason why Mu Yingying scattered a trace of soul power was to restore the power consumed by Xiao Yan, but at this time, she discovered something incredible. One person can't handle it. These things, I will tell you in the future. Let's deal with the person in front of you first. Xiao Yan also muttered. Yes. Mu Yingying came back to her senses when she heard the words, and at this moment, the azure blue holy flame also filled Mu Yingying's whole body. At this moment, Mu Yingying's whole body changed drastically. Whole body blue? Her hair has turned azure blue, and it falls vertically from her forehead like a waterfall. Her azure clothes are also dyed azure blue, and her whole body exudes a very holy power. As if no evil spirit could get a step closer, the evil spirit retreated. This fluctuation. The man in black also found something, and then said slowly. The next moment, the man in black also took off the cap of the cloak, and then showed an extremely vicissitudes face. The man in black showed his forehead, and the most attractive thing was the conspicuous scar on the forehead of the man in black. The scar spread over the entire forehead. The most striking? It turns out that the other holy flame is in your hand. The man in black also showed a very greedy wink in his pupils, and then slowly stared at Mu Yingying in front of him. A very terrifying aura also soared. There is no doubt that the 8-star Dodi's perfect level strength is on display. Holy flame. It's actually a holy flame. Ha ha ha. Terrifying laughter also emanated from the man in black. Ha ha ha. As long as I get this holy flame, then no one can stop me. King Xuanling. Solomon. Wait. The man in black also said with a wicked smile. When Xiao Yan heard this, he also stared blankly at Mu Yingying, who was obviously seeing the power of holy flame for the first time at such a close distance. However, Xiao Yan did not have the slightest sign of relief. Xiao Yan still understands the truth that the wealth is not revealed. Now this Mu Yingying has leaked the secret that she has the holy flame. If the man in black is not killed, once he escapes, I am afraid that he will. The crazy revenge that provoked the dark man in black. However, to kill this man in black, who is as powerful as an 8-star Dodi perfect level, is as difficult as going to the sky. It took a lot of manpower and material resources to kill the twin ghost emperors at the half-step 8-star Dodi level back then. As for the man in black in front of him, self-defense is still a problem, let alone killing. However, looking at the man in black with such a fiery gaze, he obviously wouldn't let Mu Yingying go easily. However, Xiao Yan did not have any other thoughts. After all, Mu Yingying was also a member of Burning Incense Pavilion, and she could be regarded as her junior sister, so no matter what, Xiao Yan would not hide behind a woman. He was also holding the ancient fire ruler in his hand, and then an extremely terrifying wave was slowly exuding. As long as there is something wrong with Mu Yingying, Xiao Yan will immediately take action. At this moment, Mu Yingying was like a female god of war. Her whole body exuded a holy aura, and the azure flame slowly surrounded her. Her whole body was azure blue. Holy flame. The next moment, facing the greedy man in black, Mu Yingying's beautiful eyes moved slightly, and then her lips moved slightly. As Mu Yingying's humming sound fell, a beam of light silently condensed from Mu Yingying's body, and then Mu Yingying raised her jade hand slightly, and then a beam of blue light with the power to purify all evil, whistling away at the man in black. What a terrifying attack! Even Xiao Yan was full of praise for Mu Yingying's attack at this time. Because of the powerful attack, Xiao Yan also knew that the attack strength of this Mu Yingying attack was comparable to that of his own Lotus of Destruction. Even more terrifying than his own Lotus of Destruction. Susu. The man in black also made some extremely strange noises, and the next moment, a huge Douqi light shield appeared beside him. Inside was a golden Douqi light shield, and outside was the power of black Qi like a ghost. Obviously, even a man as powerful as this man in black would not dare to underestimate the enemy in the face of Mu Yingying, who possessed holy flame. Boom boom boom. Mu Yingying's blue beam of light also pierced through the defense of the man in black in an instant. Shabu. Mu Yingying's azure blue beam of light was also straight as if entering no one's realm, directly ignored the defense of the man in black, and then went directly from above the golden defense Douqi light shield go through it. The azure light beam pierced the man in black abruptly. Shabu shabu. The man in black also had a stream of blood flowing out of his chest, obviously very embarrassed. I really underestimate the power of your holy flame. However, how many times can you perform such a terrifying attack? The man in black was determined to kill this Mu Yingying and obtain the holy flame on her body, so the more attacking this Mu Yingying was, the more the stronger he is, the more excited he is. Because Mu Yingying's attack became stronger and stronger, which meant that the holy flame on Mu Yingying's body became more and more terrifying. Cough, cough. After Mu Yingying performed an attack, the power of the holy flame was also withdrawn from her body. Obviously, the energy required for such an attack was quite good. Just when Mu Yingying took a few breaths and was about to condense the holy flame to deal with the man in black, a warm palm also supported Mu Yingying, and then a rather soft voice also said, "Don't use that power anymore. Leftover. Give it to me." Mu Yingying also raised her head with difficulty, and then a face with a soft smile appeared in her beautiful eyes. It was a man with a heavy ruler on his back, and his body was covered in milky white flames. However, The smile on his face made Mu Yingying feel at ease.
Hi. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to get updated on my latest video. Thank you for watching.